So today we're talking about securing the bag from YouTube. Anybody got a YouTube channel? Okay. Have had a YouTube channel? Aspire to have one? Okay. Just share with me why you want a YouTube channel.
Engage more people.
Okay.
Build awareness.
Okay.
Amplify my message. Reach more people.
Additional revenue stream.
Yes, the money.
I want to piggyback on that. That's what I was going to say. And I definitely, I believe in passive income. So if I'm trying to find as many passive income opportunities as I can. And as a lot of you have said already, pass my message. I think I have some things I can say. So.
Okay.
To make it more easeful to share my message.
Yes, easeful abundance.
Greetings and salutations. To receive residuals for the things that I give for free.
Yes.
All the time.
Mm-hmm. I like that pause. All the time.
I was just going to say it could be an archive place. So I know I do a lot of stuff on Instagram, videos on Instagram. It'll be easier for me to just move everything over. And then there's an archive for people to go back to.
Okay, great. Anybody else?
To practice speaking more, and I run my mouth and don't realize that it's valuable information. So finding that balance of like what I can put out that gives people enough information to then inquire about more instead of giving out like my $1 million gems.
Okay. Yes.
I think mostly to know who my audience is and to know who my audience isn't.
So you better preach. I love when people put the negative comments. I'll be like, block.
I want to create my own stage to spread my message and to create another revenue, a source of revenue.
All right.
I feel like YouTube is like the beginning and the end of like social media platforms. Like all the rest will go down, malfunction, whatever it is. You got to pay $8 a month now. But YouTube it just seems like the gift that keeps on giving. So I want to, really grow that platform in a way that I've been functioning and focusing on Meta, and it's nonsense. Yeah.
I love that.
Anybody else?
I didn't realize it, but many people who are interested in working with me do their research ahead of time, and they check my TikTok or my YouTube. And so knowing that my presence is active makes folks feel more comfortable in realizing like, oh, Sammy might be someone I really want to work with.
Yes. Definitely. Thank y'all so much for sharing. So, okay, one more.
Hi, y'all. Another thing about YouTube is it's one of the mediums that has the lowest barrier to entry for long form content. So being able to put visuals to your message at a platform that has a low barrier to entry, it just makes, the pursuit of revenue so much easier.
Definitely. And it's global, y'all. What's been really cool, especially with Speaking for Profits, YouTube is being hit up from people from like Australia and Ghana and, around the world.
I have a question, sorry, since I have the mic. What constitutes as like a negative comment and why block them? Just curious.
Okay, cool.
For you.
For me,
yes.
I speak to a lot of LGBT folks. So if you come in there with any of that homophobic stuff, negative, block. There are some negative comments that are not negative. They're just opinions. And I keep those because I want to be in conversation. But if it's disrespecting my guests or myself, then it's automatically a block for me. And I think you have to know your own standards, right? There's some people who make content where they want people to be negative. Like that's their intention of their channel. And if that's your brand, then that's cool. But as y'all probably can tell from here, that's not my vibe. So I wanted to share this journey with y'all because I went on my YouTube journey a long time ago and didn't even realize I was going on it. Shout out to my best friend, Sir Lex Kennedy, for anyone who knows this amazing individual. We set out in 2011, I believe, to make a web series. We wanted to call it Me and My Boys. And then we got all the footage and literally we were traveling on a sponsor. So Lex used to always tell me, you know, how we gonna do it? I was like, how we gonna do it, Lex? Lex would be like, we gonna do it all on the sponsor. So at that time I was working at Penny Lane Center, which is a foster care organization in North Hills, California. And I was their LGBT advocate and trainer, their first one. I'm the first of many of a lot of jobs. So they give me a laptop and a password and say, figure it out. Anybody else have that experience? Yeah, the joy of nonprofit and higher education. Lex and I, we sought out to do this, and one of the first places we put our clip actually was on YouTube. And that was the first place it started to get hits. But the first hits that it started to get were extremely negative. We actually interviewed Dr. Van Bailey. Anybody know Van Bailey? Yes, woo woo. And we interviewed them, and their position that they were getting was the first director of LGBT services, I believe, at Harvard University. Our clip made it to Huffington Post because these negative, right wing? Okay, cool. I'm not political. It's not negative? Left is negative? Okay, nothing's negative. Right? Who the one that be talking smack about trans people? Right. Okay, cool. So the right wings found the clip and started writing all these articles about Van that were extremely negative. We didn't know what to do with that traction at the time, so we just took the link off of YouTube. We were just like, you know what, we don't want this kind of attention. One of my mentors was like, you start doing some interviews about it. I was like, I don't want this. I want Van to be safe, right? So we moved on for doing that. But what I realized recently, y'all, is I've been creating my own stage for years. I just didn't know that I was actually doing it. And YouTube has given me an opportunity to make money, and I'm going to share some of those strategies with you today. But many of you are already on the journey. You probably already got some video up on YouTube that you posted. You don't know nothing about the analytics or what's going on with it, but you've already been sharing your story in some kind of way. So we went on from doing that to putting together my first poetry collection, which was called Sir. Anybody got Sir? If you don't have it, it's on Spotify. You get it for free. Y'all love it. I give you stuff for free. Go listen to it. It's dope. And we put this amazing video on YouTube called Boy Born Obviously Incredible. It started getting a lot of traction as well. Then we moved on to create Boy Meets Wellness. This is something that I created actually during the pandemic because I was nervous about my voice. All of my voice was poetry or DEI. I didn't have authenticity. I didn't know what I wanted to say. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna create a podcast. And babe will remember this. I used to be in the little room. I had my little Apple headphones. I wouldn't even be on camera, y'all. I was terrified. I was like, you know what? I just want to find my voice and interview people. So I interviewed a bunch of boys. Throughout the lifetime of that, we had about 10,000 downloads, which was really amazing. And just a great opportunity to continue to build my own voice. Now, what does voice stand for? Born Obviously Incredible? Yes. Didn't I say that? Yes. Woo. So moving on, this last 6 months, actually in this space right here, shouts out to David Shands again, who I think is somewhere in Europe because I was following him on Instagram. So shouts out to him. I came to this space and I had this YouTube channel and my boy YouTube channel. And I was like, what do I do? And he was like, which one bring you the bag? And I said, damn, speaking for profit is. So I had to give it up, y'all, right? Because I didn't have capacity to keep both of them up. And I had to double down on this YouTube channel. So when you're thinking about what you want to create and how you want to create your own stage, you might have multiple ideas, right? Some of you are comedians and speakers. Some of you are dancers and speakers. Some of you are speakers and some illegal, but don't do it on YouTube. But I say all that to say I had to have extreme focus, right? And I'm going to share some of the analytics and the growth with you. But from this Speaking for Profit YouTube channel, I have over 420 videos, y'all. I went from not doing nothing to doubling down big time. And it takes those reps to feel comfortable with it. I didn't start my YouTube channel for views and to make money from YouTube. I know that will happen later on when Key and I are living somewhere where y'all have to find us by coordinates. It will happen. Only a select few of you will have it, and then we'll meet up at events like this, right? Privacy. I started my YouTube channel because I already knew that the majority of the community that I wanted to really support with public speaking probably couldn't afford to be in rooms like this for you all. So for me, it's like when people come to me and they're like, Evolve, Your coaching is too expensive. Go to YouTube. Evolve. I want some time with you, but I don't want to pay for it. Go to the YouTube. Some of y'all who's in here, I done told y'all, go to the YouTube, right? So I love what Zami has mentioned, right? We're creating an archive of our experience and our journey so we can continue to share it with our folks and make it accessible. But before you start the journey with YouTube, you got to know what's your end goal. For some people, it is about views and clicks and monetizing and brand partnerships. That's not what it's for me. It's for me to get connected to the clients I want to work with and repel everyone else. So one coach that I was working with recently, I was telling them about the folks I work with, and mostly, LGBT, Black, brown folks. And they were like, do you feel like that's something that stops you from getting business? And I said, yep. And I love that. Because if you don't get down with me in my community, then I don't want to work with you. So I actually love positioning myself on YouTube as being the out, Black, queer person who talks about money. Because not only do I sometimes repel folks who are homophobic, I also repel folks who are living in scarcity and who are coming to me because they want me to fix some of their trauma that they need to fix on their own. So when people tell me, because of my identity, I don't have money, I don't believe that. I believe because of your mindset, you don't have it. And a lot of this that sits in this YouTube, right, is about that. Speaking for profit is not just about money. It's about speaking for our prophecy. What is our dreams, right? Speaking well-being, speaking abundance into ourselves. And we speak to ourselves first, so we have to sit with that. And I get to watch my YouTube channel and go through that. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I am the person who doesn't watch all their videos. I just post them. And the reason I do that is because if I don't, I will not lead with imperfect action. Now, what I do is every quarter, and y'all might want to write this down when you're putting your channel together, I go in and I look at my analytics and I watch the stuff that does really well to see why it did well. But I go live, send it to my editor, we upload it, and we're done with it. I want it to be imperfect action because when I start to watch it, then I want to change it, then I want to sound like someone else, then I start analyzing myself, and what does that do? It leaves the video in your damn drive and not up on your YouTube channel. So if anything I can give you advice for today, lead with imperfect action and be okay with not being the greatest. When I first started, y'all, and I was going to bring up a clip, but I couldn't figure out how to download it off of Facebook. Literally, it's a video of me, like my webcam is like way up here. I'm looking up at it. I'm in this little hole in my office. Some of y'all remember because y'all was in the beta group. I have a Logitech headset on and I looked extremely awkward and afraid of the camera. Now people come to me and they're like, how are you so confident? What lighting you got? What mic you got? And I'm like, oh, I ain't even as fancy as I'm gonna get y'all, right? But it took the reps, extreme reps to keep it going. Now I learned from 23andMe. I got Jamaican and Cuban in my blood. That's why I work a lot, I think, y'all. I think so. I'm a recovering workaholic. So the things I'm gonna share with y'all today on my concepts, y'all might have to lower it a little bit for your own expectation. But for me, I enjoy it, so I do it. I don't enjoy writing posts and doing newsletters, but you calling on camera and I can talk, it's easy for me. So I think when it comes to YouTube or even content creation in general, find your zone of genius, double down on it, lead with imperfect action. Can we agree with that? Okay, cool. And shouts out to Key's parents and my dad, hopefully watching in Los Angeles. Find your zone of genius. Yes, definitely. So your zone of genius is the thing that you can do if I woke you up at 2 a.m. in the morning and I said, Alafia, create content right now. What could you do? That's your zone of genius. For some people, they could wake up and be on video. For some people, they're like, you know what? I got to put on my makeup, so I'm not ready, but give me a microphone. This voice is on point. For some people, they like, you know what? Actually, give me a nightlight and I'm going to write me a post, right? Like, I can't do that. So if I could wake you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you could do it. That's your zone of genius. And just getting comfortable with it. Everybody wants to be like someone else when it comes to content, and we don't have to do that. We could be authentic. We could be ourselves. Okay, cool. So this was before I met with David in this room. Not bad analytics, right? This was what we got in 2023. About 9,000 views, watch hours was up there, subscribers was moving. So in 2024, right, the year has not even, we're in the halfway point and we've already got double the amount of views, right? Now for me, my analytics important is views. because that tells me that it's getting beyond just my primary audience and I'm connecting with more people. Now, my watch hours actually are still average and pretty much the same from last year. And so are my subscribers if we continue on this pace. I got a plan. I'll share a little bit with y'all how I'm gonna double down on that. But for me, I want to get more views. So what did I do? I'm gonna go live a little bit more. I'm gonna share a little bit more. I'm gonna share with my homies. I'm gonna text Dominique, hey, watch this YouTube video. I'm gonna use the resources that I have, right? Because what I was doing was I was just relying on the platform. I wasn't actually sharing it beyond that. And that's the first step to getting more views on there. So the other thing that happened was, this is money, y'all. This money I made. So clap for it. The other thing I realized was that most folks were monetizing off of YouTube through brand partnerships and through views and AdSense, which I'm not saying is not a thing, but that takes time. I ain't got time. I want my money right now. Y'all heard my wife. She don't want to work no more. There's a lot of pressure. So I got to get it together, right? So I started creating digital products. Some of you have purchased them, courses, ebooks, and this is how much I've made in the last 2 years from that. Primarily, most of my leads come from YouTube when I look at my analytics. Those are where people find me. It was really cool. I was talking to a guy recently, and he was like, I had a call with him. I think he's going to join our next cohort of Rich Speaker Mastery. Anybody in the Rich Speaker Mastery program in here? Woo, 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 woo. Yes. So I was talking to this guy on the phone, and he was like, I've been watching your YouTube for 2 years. And I was like, well, what gave you the confidence to finally get on the call? And he said, oh, you had said a video, and you said you was a Leo, so I knew we was aligned. I said, well, let me go on and shout my zodiac out every time. Let me write down this piece of data. So anyways, you just never know what's going to drive people. And even though people might not necessarily be engaging with your content, it doesn't mean that they're not watching you. That's what I learned from that. People will watch you for years on years on years before they actually take the step to actually commit to working with you. And YouTube is a place where you can watch people. I mean, I know y'all know, I got some people, you feel like you know them. You feel like you can walk up in their house and make a sandwich and hang out, right? So it also is a place where I think about my safety a lot and how do I create boundaries, right? So one tip I'll give y'all, and Key actually gave me this tip, social media in general, I don't share it when it happens. This is being shared right now, so they know where we at. But normally it's about a week or two after, right? Because I'm not trying to share with y'all exactly what's happening. I usually don't share money as much as well. The other thing that I've got from YouTube is affiliate income. Anybody affiliate for products, services? Not yet? Why not? Y'all got Apple? Y'all got phones? Y'all got shades on? Hats? They ain't paying y'all nothing for it? You're just cute for cute? Goodness. So one of my favorite platforms is Kajabi, as many of you already know. We make about $700 to $1,000 a month strictly from Kajabi. And I only have 3 videos on YouTube where I even talk about the platform. Most of our clicks come from there. I'll tell you more about that strategy. So today we're going to talk about understanding your stage, because my stage is great, but your stage is important. Monetization strategies, planning your stage, and then we'll get into a Q&A. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of your own stage, because many of you have already been on other people's stages, correct? The majority of folks here? Good. One, YouTube grows your credibility. When people know you have a YouTube channel, the amount of people that have told me, Evolve, the reason I'm working with you is because you're consistent. And hell, said to me, Evolve, you kept following up with me. How long was it?
3 years.
3 years. Angel says, hit me up in 6 months. What'd I do?
Hit me up in 6 months.
And to the date, y'all. So what often is people will market very well, but they do not actually show up in their business in that way. So they have a bomb YouTube channel and all these videos and everybody loves them, but then they're not actually following up and doing the things with their clients. These amazing folks here, shouts out to all our support staff, Reese and folks here. They were giving me compliments. They were like, you're so organized, you have everything together. And I told them, I didn't know who I was meeting today. You could be my next founder. You could be my next boss. I could be your next, we're baking bread together. Of course I'm gonna show up. So yes, YouTube allows you to build credibility, but you build your own credibility with the way that you show up in relationships. And because I'm consistent, and when I say, y'all, I'm going live on Wednesday, I go live on Wednesday. When I say I'm gonna drop a video, I drop the video. My audience trusts me. If you just post a bunch of videos, they're not gonna trust you. You actually have to build that. The other thing is we don't wanna rely on organizations. Anybody wanna quit their job? Okay, that's cool. I quit mine. I kinda wanna go back. It's hard out here, y'all. It is. Sometimes I just wanna check just to show up and do what somebody says. But we also don't want to rely on organizations, right? Because what happened to me, the reason I quit my job, yes, we moved to Atlanta, I burnt out from doing DEI work. I've been doing this since I could say DEI. Literally, probably was 5 years old advocating for myself. Those are not my pronouns. I can imagine now, right? I didn't know how to say it, but I was like, this is not the line I'm supposed to be in. Not the boy, not the girl. Where's the middle ground? So when we rely on organizations, it puts us in a box. What I've seen this year is the DEI box become really, really small. Not just the money in the DEI box, but the capacity for the people who are doing the work. I burnt myself out. So I said, I gotta quit. I was having stomach issues. I was having pains in my back, everything. I gotta go. I gotta leave this alone. But what happened? My whole stage was built on someone else. The universities I was working for, corporate. Did I own any of my content or my intellectual property? So for me, YouTube gives me a way to build my own stage. I don't have to call my bosses or anybody else to ask them to do that. I could just do it myself. If I want to show up live right now and make money, I can. Actually, we're actually doing it. Shout out to all our virtual folks watching. Right? It's a possibility. I don't have to check in with anyone. And then you're creating your own narrative. Anybody work at a job where they don't know who you are? Or work for people who don't know who you are? Right? So you can show up when these moments happen, like rest in peace, the murder of George Floyd, and you can have your own statement in your own stage. You don't have to wait for your organization to tap in and to say that. And then you grow your tribe and you monetize together, right? It allows you to grow your people, repel people who you're not meant to work with, and actually captivate the folks you are meant to work with. Okay, so let's talk about the key components of a personal stage. This is the time to get your notes out if you don't have them out, so we can get into that. So the number one thing is that you want to have a unique identity and brand. People love speaking for profit so much that when I was working with someone on my own professional website, they sent me a yellow and black one. And I was like, I didn't say those were the colors I wanted. And they were like, but they're everywhere. I was like, that is speaking for profit's brand, not my family. So I had to get her together real quick. But I was excited about that, right? Because now people know that as my brand. They know that as the colors. They know that as it has to be recognizable. You want to have a logo, and then you want to have visual style. So I want to show you a few YouTube channels that I personally love. Anybody watch RuPaul? Yeah, RuPaul is in my house every week, as y'all can see. But what stands out in this for y'all when you see this branding? The colors. What else stands out? The name. The logo. Yep. The font, right? We know when we see, have y'all ever been to, and I know y'all have because y'all are community, a show where it says RuPaul gonna be there and it be a version of RuPaul that's not RuPaul? The way you can tell what's gonna be is that logo. Usually it'll just say RuPaul on it. It's RuPaula. That's what I like to call her. Somebody trying to fake RuPaul. RuPaul, don't call me out. But what I'm saying is all of this is IP, intellectual property. So RuPaul, this particular logo, these colors, this scheme is all there. But it captivates us. Whether we see this on YouTube or on TV, we're going to automatically know what we're signing up for. We're even going to hear their voice in the background. We're going to hear the music. The laugh. Yeah, exactly. We're going to be motivated by it, right? So you want that to be, when people look at your YouTube channel, they don't just know when it's on YouTube, they know it beyond that space. This is my favorite. Y'all know Auntie Oprah. Everybody know her own channel? Yes. What do we see here that stands out? Logo. What else? Black women. Black women empowerment, right? What I noticed immediately from this is the way that Oprah has moved beyond her brand. So the reason I wanted to share this with you all is many of you have friends, colleagues that you want to do. All y'all want a YouTube channel, but what does it look like for you to come together and create a own, right? And you all have your different shows that you do up under that brand. Something that Speaking for Profit might be doing in the near and near future. Wink, wink. But Oprah has moved beyond her brand, but we still see Oprah. We don't look at this and she's gone, right? And then this is Simone Bees. Anybody know Simone Bees? Anybody in tech? I want to bring the techie in. Okay. Amazing person, actually lives here in Atlanta. One of my mentors that I love to have conversation with. What do we notice about Simone's brand? Their face. What else do we notice? They always gonna have a laptop because they're a techie, right? The keyword for GovTech. Yep, exactly. The keyword. This is a fairly new channel. And I'm imagining that when Simone grows more, we'll see more of the brand colors. But what I've noticed about her brand in particular is it is her face. Even when you go on her TikTok, it might be some green screen in the background, but you're always gonna see her face. And for some people, their face is farther, right? They're in the background. Simone is always in the front. I'm Black, I'm queer, and I'm here. The other thing that is really important is having a consistent upload and content schedule. You want to mix it up though, because the mix up is not really for your audience, it's for you, right? Because you get bored. I do, sitting up there just talking. So sometimes I want to share my screen. Sometimes I want to do some tutorials. Sometimes I want to do some client success, some vlogs. The other thing is it gives me more analytics to see what my audience likes. So if I do a bunch of talking head videos, how do I know if my audience even likes my tutorials? How do they even know if they like me interviewing Alafia or not if I don't actually throw that in there? So when you first start, give them variety. Tutorials do not have to be difficult. I know for some of y'all are kind of getting in your brain. You could simply just share your screen and what you're doing. That's considered a tutorial. Now, if you want to bake and shake and do all that cooking, you're going to have to get some cameras and some special stuff, right, if you're a chef. But for most of us, we could just share our screen and do a walkthrough, and that's really cool. I haven't done a lot of vlogs because it's not really my thing, but I think as I build my personal brand, I will eventually share a little bit more of my journey and my story. But regular uploads means consistency. Consistency is all about what we tell our audience, not what YouTube or what Evolve says to do. It's about what you communicate to your audience. So many of you think consistent is every day. Anybody think that? What about once a week? What about once a month? Every other month? Okay? It's whatever you say it is. That's what it is. You don't have to do what Evolve does. Just do what you want to do. So this is my current schedule. And I came up with this schedule in this room, like I told y'all when I was in the workshop, because I ain't had no schedule. I was just like, Dave was like, well, how often you post? I said, here and there. He said, you be going live? I said, sometime. He said, what about YouTube Shorts? I said, what's them? So I was way behind, right? So now I have a podcast that drops every Monday. I batch record, which means I'll record maybe 2 episodes on a random Monday. Batch recording is helpful for me because I like to be ahead of the game, just in case I get sick, like when the Boston Celtics won. There's a reason I'll be in black all year, mourning. or different things happen in life. And then I go live every Wednesday. Lives bring in engagement to your YouTube channel, right? Uploads are like consistent. People can watch them as long form. Lives mean people can be in the chat. Hey, Evolve, love your hair. Don't like your hair. Where you get your glasses. Hashtag live. Y'all ever did that? Hashtag replay. Y'all been on my videos. Great. Daily shorts are just like TikTok videos for YouTube. But what the shorts do is they lead people back to our long form content, right? So there's a way on your YouTube, you post a short video, recommend this long form video. That's how you get more views. What we're seeing is, unfortunately, because I'm not going to go into a long spill about this, the United States has dumbed down most of our community, and we do not have a long attention span. We also have phones connected to our hips, so we're often distracted. So people will watch reels or shorts, but they don't necessarily always watch long form until they trust you. So I post about 5 shorts per long form video, and then I lead them back to that. That's my strategy. How do I do that? I don't do it. I hire an editor, or an AI to do it. I'm not trying to be the end all be all, but that's what's worked for me. Now, when I'm thinking about the future and doubling down on it, I want to do more episodes and more shorts, right? That's all I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna look at the analytics and see if it works. If it doesn't, then I'll back up and do something different. Okay, you ready to talk about the money? Yeah. Okay, do me a favor. Stand up if you have the ability. Stand up if you have the ability. If you don't, sit down. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Take a deep breath. Let it out. And say it with me. That money belongs in my pocket.
That money belongs in my pockets.
Say it with me again. That money belongs in my pockets.
That money belongs in my pockets.
All right, sit on down, y'all. I seen some of y'all yawning on me. We shouldn't have had Key go first. Y'all too restful. So anytime I begin to talk about money, I want to affirm that it's coming to me. Because when we start talking about monetization strategies, soon as that slide came up, I could see your posture change. Some of y'all slumped down. Some of you put your head down. Some of you start believing that it wasn't possible. It belongs in your pocket. It's already in your pocket. In fact, cha-ching, did you hear that? Somebody got paid. One of y'all got a check waiting in the mail. Ooh, somebody bought a t-shirt. Oh, shit. It is already in your pocket. Affiliate marketing, earning from promoting products and services. Mostly I promote Kajabi and my own shit. I don't promote a lot of people's other stuff. If Jordan had one, I would, but he cheap. He don't have it, y'all. He don't do affiliates. Digital products, ebooks, courses, other digital goods, and then direct services, offerings, consulting, and coaching. This is the way I've made money, but there's many ways to make money on YouTube. Many of you already talked about that, right? Brand partnerships, AdSense. There's so many ways to make it, but I don't like to talk about ways that other people make money. I want to tell y'all how I've done it, right? I think that that's legit and what we should be doing. Okay, so affiliate income. I'm gonna give y'all the literal video and where it came from. Okay, so affiliate marketing, earning and promotions. I kind of talked to y'all a little bit about that through Kajabi. What I did was I posted a simple video on how to make your first $1,000 on Kajabi. Most people click that, they go over to a link, and I believe in giving value. I don't believe in just giving you the product. Because if I just give you the product, then you just trust Kajabi, you don't necessarily trust me, right? So what I do is when people sign up for my Kajabi link, they get a free course that runs them through exactly how to make $1,000. I learned this from a powerful affiliate marketer who was doing the same thing. So for you, if you're gonna give them the shades, then maybe you give them a wardrobe capsule that goes along with it on ways that they could wear the shades. You always want to give them a little bit more intentional value, because what people do is they'll click the link, they'll buy the product, but they won't come back to you or come back to it again. So it's important that we're consistently building our brand as well. Like I said, we make money from Kajabi every month. Shout out to Kajabi if y'all watching, because I know y'all do. They really do, y'all. That's what's funny about it. Thanks for the support. The other way is digital products. So this video I did, landing paid speaking gigs in 2024. I was surprised that it did so well as far as views, but so many people hit me up in the comments about it because in 2023, people fell off in their speaking business. Do y'all know why? Y'all know what happened in 2023? Back to work? Okay, what else happened? The scammers got caught up, y'all. Right? Did you really have a business? Was you really a speaker? I don't know. The PPP loans? Right? So people, anytime we're in an election year, money is different. But when 2023 hit, a lot of people who were making money probably from speaking and consulting, they got found out. And we've talked about this on some of our coaching calls, right? The people who got the little Harvard, whatever, DEI certificate, but never really did the work and then got the job and couldn't do the job because you didn't know how to do it. Yeah, it all caught up for folks. So that's why it's important that we lead with integrity when we're building our brands. If you don't do that, then sooner or later, people are going to stop paying you because you're not giving them a good product. But this video blew up, I think, because people were trying to figure out, how do I make more money from speaking gigs, right? So in turn, many of you bought coaching from me. Some of you bought digital products, and we're able to make this money from it. One of my favorite and I think easiest digital products for anyone to create is a how-to. I would consider this a digital product. This video right here on YouTube, I could put it behind a paid wall. What's a paid wall? Anyone know? Not necessarily. So they say a paywall is paid, but it could also be just getting something from them. Email, phone number, address, whatever it is that I want to do to be able to continue to sponsor my business and talk about it, right? So I could put it behind there. This is a digital product. You watch it, follow up with some courses or some information. So I did another video from 0 to 8,000 on LinkedIn. I really didn't like this graphic, but for some reason people liked it because of the money, I think. It wasn't my favorite. My editor came up with it. And this video goes directly to people booking a LinkedIn profile audit with me, right? So they can book it on my calendar. Y'all can book it right now. I don't have the link, but I'll give it to you. It's $250. I run through their LinkedIn and give them some feedback. So when I'm thinking about my YouTube videos, this is what y'all get in my head with strategy. Each video, I'm wondering, one, how does it captivate and build trust with my audience? And two, how does it go back into my monetization model? If it doesn't, then should I really be committing and doing it? Because I'm running a business. Now, for some of you, maybe you want to do YouTube because you want to be cute and you want to learn to develop your voice, and that's great as well. But me, I'm running a business. So each video needs to be connected to a monetization model. Understand it? Cool. So that's not the end of my talk, but I do want to offer you all a 15-minute call for us to talk about your dream stage on YouTube. It might be a 20-minute. I think someone said add 5 more on there. So scan this link, give me a little feedback. We can get on a call and we can talk about it. This is a free call, by the way. I'm not charging for that. I just would love to dream with you a little bit. I'm a very simple coach, y'all. So you might get on the call really all about a roundabout, telling me everything that you want to do for the next 10 years. And I am going to be that person that says, let's just do one thing. Right? So I showed you a lot during the presentation, but I really want you all to focus on one way that you can monetize your YouTube channel. Just one way. I started off with one. It was just speaking for profit. That's it. Cool. Book a call with somebody, see if they want to be coached by me. They say yes, cool. Get money. They say no, cool. Follow up with them for 3 years. I have someone on my follow-up that's actually on the 5th year that I got a call with next week. So it's a part of it.